All right. This is my Weatherby Vanguard, and what I'm going to show you guys is how to replace the trigger. I actually already went ahead and installed it, but I'm going to walk you through the steps of what I did, what I found out, and what you guys can avoid and try and do a little bit different. This is a Timney trigger, and the reason why I went with the Timney is because I could not get the stock Vanguard trigger down to the pull that I wanted. Alright, so first thing you're going to do is remove this screw. Oh, let's back up. First thing you're going to do, let me set the camera here. We're going to check the action, make sure it's empty. For safety reasons, we're going to go ahead and remove the bolt. Now, what you're going to do is remove the foreplate. And on this particular rifle, it's got 2 torque screws. So, I already loosened them up. Like I said, I already changed everything, but I'm going to walk you guys through the steps. Set it all to the side, that comes out. That comes out, it's fine. It's going to come out one way or the other, top or bottom. So, to change the trigger, all you're going to do is remove this Allen right here and pull your trigger assembly out and set the new one in there and snug that Allen right up. Yeah, it comes with the hardware, which is this Allen right here. This is the Allen and the trigger that came out of it. See how that one sits right down in there? Boom. And then you just snug it in there. I don't recall Timney giving any kind of specs, but you do use this trigger for a couple different rifles, so that's why this hole looks a little ungulated. And then to adjust it, stick the Allen in here. This is a 6mm, or since I didn't have a 6mm, I found out a 1/4 inch wrench fits it. Loosen it up, back this screw out to lighten it up, screw it in to increase the poundage. You're gonna want to use a scale of some sort. I have a digital scale. This goes on here like this. Put the battery in it and check the pull. Okay, what I found out after you do that is you can put the rifle most of the way back together. You can leave the floor plate out, take your screws, put your screws back in. So for now I just put 1 screw in. Put your bolt back in and check that your poundage on your trigger pull is not changed. I did not do that. I took this to the range, I sighted it in, and I thought, man, this trigger feels weird. Sometimes it's light, sometimes it's super heavy. I'm like, something is off. Something is just really off. Came back home, took it apart to start with, and put it back together, and I'm like, well, something's wrong here. Because when it was out of the stock, I had right around 2 pounds of pull. I wound up putting it in the stock, and then all of a sudden my trigger pull was all over the place. If you check Timney's website, it actually says that it works fine out of the gun, out of the stock. You put it in and it doesn't work fine. There's an interference somewhere. What they don't tell you is where to check the interference. They just say there's an interference. So now we're going to turn it over. I'm going to show you what I wound up doing, and I wish I would have thought about this beforehand. It doesn't look like I can really see. Yeah, you can see. Let me get something to point out right here. I took a lot of meat out right here, and I took out way more than I needed, like a 1/2 inch more, because this screw was hitting on the stock right here, but it didn't need that much. They suggest that put some kind of transferable material in here, install it, see where it's hitting, take a Dremel and clear that out. Well, I took out way more because I thought I was hitting more than it was, but I never had it in here, turned it over like I have right now, and was looking at it. That's a mistake. The other thing that works that you should do, get yourself one of these lights. This is for sticking down the barrel, checking to see if you're clean. Stick this light in here like so, and look around. The other place I thought it was hitting was the side of the trigger. Let me get this other one here. I thought the stock was hitting right here on this screw. So I took a little Dremel and I did clearance a little bit out up in here, but I didn't take a whole lot. Took way too much right there though. Should be alright. If it winds up being an issue, I guess I'll buy another stock. That would be a disappointment, but you live and learn. Hopefully you guys are learning something out of this. Don't do that. Check the bottom, look at it. So after doing a little reading online, I found a suggestion that said to check the clearance where the safety hits, right here. And I don't know how well you can see, but I actually had to take the Dremel, and right here where the light is, I had to take some out of there, because you could see after I had it in there that in the fire position it was hitting the stock, and that was enough to not have the same poundage of trigger pull while it was in the gun and bolted together. So once you get that all figured out, you get it all dialed in, you got it where you like it, obviously you're going to put it back together. And when you put it back together, these two bolts right here, Weatherby says to torque to 35 inch-pounds. I use this. It's a digital torque wrench. You can get any at any gun shop, Brownells, Midway USA, anything like that. You just hit the power, and see, it's set at 35. I can go up or down with it. And when you get to your spec, it'll make noise and beep at you. So works pretty nice. And then of course, once you put it back together, check for slam for. I'll go ahead and put it back together real quick, and then we'll go ahead and check some of that stuff since I got you here. And I'm going to put it back together for good. Now, there is a specific way that this goes together, and if you put it in there, you'll feel it. So that's how that one goes. Slide that in there. Put the forward plate. Now the one thing I wish was different, that I like on my X bolt and my Ruger American, is they have removable magazines instead of this forward plate, clipping out and having the bullets drop out the bottom. for right now. I'm just going to snug these up. Now I'm going to get my torque wrench. And my torque wrench did not come with the right size bit for this. We're still turned on, and you can go ahead and hear it beep. Got a little speaker, and if you don't like hearing it real loud, you can just go ahead and put your finger over it and it'll quiet it down. See? And it works. This has a 2-position safety. Or I guess it's a 3-position, what they call it. So it's in full safe. You can't lift the bolt. Put it in this middle setting. You can lift the bolt and open the bolt. Boy, that sure slides nice. And then in fire, and voila. But you can use the clicker ones. This is happened to be the one that I bought. I like it. Let me press ready. And we're gonna plug our. You ready? And see what she does. £1 pound, 11.7 ounces. That's gonna be pretty nice. Something else I wanted to mention, a problem I was having when I was trying to figure out what my problem was you go to cock it, and when you would put the bolt down, you could watch the indicator right here slide right back in, just like if you had your finger on the trigger. And that was a problem. I was trying to figure out what was going on. Okay, here's the problem I was talking about. With the firing pin not staying in the firing position and it letting down. And that right there, because of the aftermarket trigger, was interfering with the factory stock and causing the problems. So I hope you guys found this useful and you enjoyed it. And it solves your problem, because when I was checking out YouTube here, I did not find a video that was telling me what I was looking for, which was why my poundage was all over the place and why that wouldn't stay cocked when I was trying to cock it, arm it, whatever you want to call it. So, hope you guys like this. Let me know. We'll see you next time.